Hey guys, today I'm excited to give you my spoiler thoughts on Avatar: The Way of Water. Now that it's in theaters, I can dive into spoilers and let you know really exactly what I thought about this movie, because there was so much I wanted to talk about in my spoiler-free review, and I couldn't because it definitely crosses that line into spoilers. So let's dive into it. This is your final warning. If you have not seen the movie already and you want to go in completely blind, step away, but please come back later. All right, let's talk about Avatar: The Way of Water. Okay, there is no doubt about it. This is an absolutely gorgeous movie. We've waited 13 years to return to Pandora, and was it worth the wait? Well, it's a pretty decent movie overall. I felt like a lot of the plot points are very similar to the first movie, although this time we do dive in a little bit more to the lore and to the story and to the characters. We do get that, but it comes at a cost of 3 hours and 15 minutes or whatever bonkers runtime this movie is. Is it too long? You guys, yeah, it's definitely too long. There are a lot of scenes that I felt like they just drew out because they were like, hey, this is pretty. Let's spend another 30 minutes under the water that we didn't need to do. I also felt like he took a lot of stuff from Titanic and he was like, here's Avatar plus Titanic. Enjoy. Listen, it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. But to me, that's what it felt like. Those final moments, the last 30, 40 minutes felt very Titanic to me. Not necessarily a bad thing, just the vibes I got. Now, is it all absolutely beautiful? Yes. There were a couple of misses, and I'm not sure if it was just the translation into 3D, because yes, both times I've seen this movie, I did see it in 3D. I felt like at the end, this part, when the guy's arm gets thrown off, cut off, whatever you want to call it, that to me was really, really a miss. It looked absolutely ridiculous. I even laughed the first time I saw it, like, wait, they put this out there? Again, it could definitely be that translation into 3D. I don't know, but it didn't work for me. Also, some of the explosions under the sea and some of the big massive action sequences, I was like, it feels like he's playing with like toy trains. I don't know, that one first attack, absolutely gorgeous, but it just looked fake to me. I don't know. It could be the translation from the screen into 3D. I'm gonna have to check it out, not in 3D, and see how it plays out that way. Still really enjoyed it. Overall, great experience. Here's the problem. It's 3 hours and 15 minutes long, or whatever bonkers runtime they decided to give us. And so much of that was like, hey, this scene's really pretty, so we're gonna extend it for 10 minutes just so that you guys can be like, wow, this is really pretty. And it didn't need to do that. This movie could have been 2 hours and 30 minutes and it would have just, I think, really delivered a lot better, because the middle, like, it starts off strong. It's really good. I'm excited to be back on Pandora. Does feel a little cheap the way they brought the Colonel back. That's my opinion. But, they had to do it. They didn't have to do it, but they had to do it for this plot and this storyline. So sure, great. Like, let's give us this long convoluted thing of who he is. He's a clone. Like, let's just say he's a clone, move along. We didn't need 20 minutes of that, but it is what it is. Beginning was beautiful. Middle gets a little slow, man. It's all that stuff they're trying to build in. They're like, let's show you how beautiful the water is. Let's show you how beautiful the water is. Hey, one more time, why don't we show you how pretty it is underwater? And then the end, again, really, really good, entertaining, high stakes, felt intense. I teared up. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, there were moments that I cried. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. As a mom, I felt teary. I was like, man, Zoe Saldana, when she went feral like that, I was like, yes, girl, because that would be me. And I get it, and I felt it, and that's Zoe Saldana's performance right there. I mean, she's absolutely phenomenal. So that part really hit me, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I would do. Just go murder the crud out of these people. I did feel like it was a real switch for her to just turn on Spider, because even though they said at the beginning, which I noticed during the second watch, I will say, Jake is giving that voiceover, and he's like, to her, he'll always be a different species, blah, blah, blah. I still think she literally almost raised him as her own child. She's not going to turn on him like she's going to kill him. Maybe that was just her way of really, she wasn't really going to kill him, but it sure looked like she would kill him to get the Colonel to release Kiri. I don't know, but I just was like, that felt like a switch. I get being in the moment. She just lost a child, but that just felt like a bad switch to me, and a rushed switch, I guess. And then also let's talk about how horrible of a parents they are, because Neytiri's not that bad, but like Jake is an awful father. Like so many things he said, and I think maybe that was the point. I did read an article in the Hollywood Reporter about James Cameron, and his inspiration for this was his family and how he was I guess he would come in and kind of try to overparent, and he had issues, and his kids kind of sat him down and told him that. Maybe that was his inspiration, but Jake's like, he has like a couple of little lines and a couple of little sprinkles in where you're like, oh, he's a good dad. He's not. He's a horrible dad. So hopefully things have corrected themselves by the end here. It feels like maybe he's learned his lesson now that he lost a kid. I don't know. But there's that. Now, let's talk about bringing the Colonel back. Like I said, I felt like it was kind of a cheap way to do it. I get it. They want him to be the big bad, but like that makes this so similar to the first movie. I think it would have been better to bring in a different team, a different person. And he's phenomenal. He's great. It just kind of got too repetitive for me having him be the same big bad villain. And yay, looks like we're going to have him in the next one as well. The fact that he didn't die and that Spider saved him, like, come on. I get it. He's like, oh, he's kind of like my dad. He had those fun, like, father-son bonding moments, and he did, like, let Kiri go just so he could save him. I still thought it was a little like, great, now we're going to have him again continue through. Is he going to be the big bad through all 5 avatars? I don't know. I feel like we need some progression here. So that's why this kind of felt like a massive setup to me for what is to come. Now, Sigourney Weaver. So excited to have her back. She's amazing. She's extremely talented. I don't know why they had her voice a kid, though. It didn't make sense to me. I know there's going to be some big reveal as to what's going on with her, why she's so connected, why Kiri's so connected to Pandora, who her dad was. Is it Immaculate Conception, which is where I feel like they're leaning towards born of the earth, born of Pandora, or whatever. But I felt like her voice, there was so many times where I was like, she sounds way too old to be this like young teen. And like how old even is Kiri? I guess 13, right? So like, I don't know. It just, to me, it was like hit or miss sometimes. Sometimes they did a really good job of changing her voice, and sometimes I was like, she sounds like Sigourney Weaver. Especially when the two were talking to each other. I think that's when I really noticed it and when it really bothered me. But I do really love the story of hunting the Talcoons and the fact that they just use them for that one thing and then drop their bodies. Like, it made me be like, I just kind of want to never meet again. Like, I felt really bad and really guilty, even though, like, the whole point is use the whole body, right? Like, if you're going to hunt and kill the creature, at least use it all. I don't know, that part really made me mad in a good way. That part I thought was really great message about, you know, the way we treat animals, the way hunters are. Like, I really, really thoroughly enjoyed that moment. I thought that was great. I thought it delivered important themes and important messaging. And I love Jermaine Clement, like, who doesn't? So I was very excited to have him be a part of it. And I thought he was hilarious and subtle, and he was a lot of fun in the movie. Oh my gosh, the kid who played Spider was phenomenal. All the kids really were really, really good. Took's adorable. I did find one line I thought was really bad and not funny, but the second time I saw it, like, the entire theater cracked up when she was like, I can't believe I'm tied up again. I was like, that's stupid dialogue, but everyone thought it was hilarious, so maybe I'm just wrong on that. But like, what I loved about this movie was the theme and the messaging. I'm intrigued to see where we go from here. I think a lot of the action sequences were great. I love the Seed Clan. Again, Zoe Saldana, stand out for me. I mean, come on, Sam is great as Jake, okay, but like, Zoe Saldana is, I just connect with her. I've interviewed her a few times, and she's one of the nicest human beings in the world, and I really, really, really love her character, and I think I really resonated with her in this film, probably more than any other character. I'm excited to see where it goes. I did like the idea of Kiri and, like, where does she come from? What's going on there? I enjoyed the family aspect of it. So there's a lot about this movie that I really enjoyed. Now, after the first watch, I was rating it a 4 out of 5. After the second watch, I have brought that down to a 3.5 out of 5. I just felt like so much of it was so repetitive of the first movie, and there was so much that this could have done better, but I am very excited and looking forward to Avatar 3. The end of this is what really, I think, stuck with me, kind of bothered me quite a bit, is the fact that, like I said, the bad guy's still out there, he's still alive, so like, it's just continuing on to the next one. I get that most big franchises like this, each one in the middle is really a stepping stone to what we are getting to in the end, and I hope it does pay off, and I think it will. I have faith in James Cameron that it will pay off. I just felt like the middle of this one was a little sluggish, and we didn't need it to be this long, especially if the end game is he's still alive. The main thing is, you know what, their Sea Clan now. That's another thing I didn't really get. Neytiri is the princess of the forest Navi. Like, why is she not going back? Because now they're like, oh, we need to stop running, which is a great message, right? Don't run from your battles, face them head on. I like that message. But like, why are they like, oh, hey, we need to face our battles, but we're sea people now, so like, we're gonna chill with the sea people and we'll fight the battle from here, and here's where we're gonna make our stand. Like, no, you're forest Navi, and I get it. Yes, you've bonded with the sea clan and the sea people, and I understand, but like, why would she not go back to her people that she didn't even want to leave in the first place? There's got to be something coming up with that in the future. Now, of course, there are unanswered questions because, again, this is just the second of 5 movies. My biggest issue is it is just too long, and I think that kind of ruined a lot of moments. But overall, I did really enjoy it. I've seen it twice. I'll see it a third time. Like I said, I give it a 3.5 out of 5. You guys let me know your thoughts on Avatar: The Way of Water down below. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me this is the best thing since sliced bread. Was it worth that 13-year wait? I mean, I enjoyed this one better than the first one. First watch through, I wasn't sure. Now I do. I think I liked it better than the first one because it felt very similar, but like they dove more into it, and it was a little bit deeper than the first one. Not as simplistic. Still a little simplistic, but not as simplistic. Listen, I thought it was gorgeous. That's the best thing I can say about it. And Zoe Saldana, man, she stole the show for me. She was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. You guys can follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and check me out at MamasGeeky.com. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much to all my monetary supporters, my members, and my Patreons. Love you guys.